Good evening, everybody. We are joined tonight with Emma Lee, and myself and Emma have actually been friends for a long time. We actually go far back. We were our Melton breastfeeding peer supporters. So we actually help support local mums in Leicestershire with their feeding journey with their babies, and we have worked together and had an absolute blast. So when Emma was first interested in doing arbonne with me, I was delighted because I already thought this woman was absolutely amazing anyway, and her background was remarkable. I thought, oh my goodness, like if she wants to do this as well and join the team, we're going to have so much fun. And that is exactly how it's been. We've had a blast. So Emma, are you ready for me to fire you with questions?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, so my first question for you is to tell us your background. So what was it you were doing all prior or during looking at arbonne, and how did you hear about arbonne? Tell us all of that.
Okay, so before I found out anything about arbonne, I was in the beauty industry, and I still am in the beauty industry. So I trained as a hairdresser and beauty therapist, and I've spent 25 years in the industry now, and I've worked in salons in London. I've worked on the cruise liners. I've been spa manager on cruise liners, and I've been at currently been at one of the top health spas in Europe and in the UK, which some of you may have heard of, Ragdale Hall. And I've been there for 18 years, no, nearly 19 years now. And I've been there as a therapist and as a treatment supervisor and a duty manager as well. So a lot of time in the industry. But after I had my first daughter, Jessica, I only went back to work 2 days a week, which was absolutely fine. And it was great for us as a family. But it meant that I'd lost all of my supervisory positions. I had a big pay cut and everything else. And as much as it was the right decision for us as a family, things were a little bit tight. So I was actually looking for something that I could do from home, do around my daughter, earn a bit of extra income and just kind of bridge that gap, but also give me a bit of a challenge as well and have a bit of fun on the journey. So I was actually looking for a business, looking for something that I could do, and I looked into a few different companies, and that's when I came across arbonne.
Oh, okay. So I remember when we first sat down and had our coffee explaining arbonne. At that point, Emma, when you were sort of understanding a bit about the business, was there any hesitations that you had or worries or things that you thought might hold you back from having a successful business at that point? And my next question linked onto that is, if there was, how have you been able to overcome them? Because you have got the most incredible business. Like, you've got a fantastic team, you've got a fantastic client base, global. So how have you been able to overcome the things that originally you thought might prevent you from being successful?
Well, I think probably the biggest thing for me was that kind of almost held me back from getting started, if you like, was because I've got so much experience and knowledge from the beauty industry. I needed to make sure that the business I was getting into and the products that I was going to be using were absolutely top of the range, because I've been used to using things like Clarins, Elemis, Decleor, La Therapy, Inothermy, Sparfine, some really, really big professional quality, really, really good beauty stuff. And for me to then step from that kind of level and take a step down into products that were just kind of mediocre, okay, for me, that wasn't enough. That would have really reduced my credibility as a beauty therapist, as a beauty trainer, and in the industry if I was to do that. So the biggest thing for me was to make sure that the products that I was going to be recommending to people were at the same kind of level of quality and of effectiveness as what I was using and what I've been using for the last 20 odd years. So that was a big thing for me, that I had to make sure that I had that validation before I even started the business. But I suppose, so that was probably the biggest thing that held me back before I started doing it. I suppose the other thing really was because, again, I'm in the industry. Everybody I know is a beauty therapist. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people that I know are beauty therapists and are in the beauty industry themselves. And one of the perks of being in the industry is we get free products, and we get good products as well. So not just rubbish, really good products for free. So I thought, well, how on earth am I going to sell products to people who are getting good products for free? And how am I who is going to be interested in starting a business with me when they're already getting all of these free stuff already? So that was a little bit of a worry. But what I actually found is when I did start my business, because the range in arbonne is so vast, the nutrition has always been a massive, massive part of my business. And, you know, as a therapist, I know how important it is to have what's going on the inside is a reflection of the skin. So you can use the most amazing skincare, but if you're filling your body with McDonald's and Mars bars, you're never going to have good skin. So the fact that Arbonne, you know, caters for the inside, and it's all about that connection between mind, body and skin, and that is such a strong connection, but it's something that the beauty field in general really, really misses out on. So I love the fact that the two integrate. So I can still use, even for people who are happy using their skincare that they have, their really good skincare that they have, the nutrition is still a massive part of improving their skin, but improving their health as well. And that was a big one for me. So it hasn't been a problem at all. And if anything, it's been a bonus.
I absolutely love that. And it leads me on to my last question, which is product related, because you've done a really great job at explaining sort of like the business concept, and you've done a really, really great job at not only having a successful business yourself, but also teaching and training other people in your team to have successful businesses globally as well, which is something that you're really, really good at. So I just want to talk about the products, because this business wouldn't be the business that it is if the products weren't phenomenal, which obviously you've just said. So in your 5 years that you've been with Arbonne?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, so in your 5 years, what has been one of your biggest wow moments that a product has delivered results wise? And that's either personally or on a client or on a team member that you've seen that's really kind of took your breath away a little bit as well.
Oh, goodness. Well, I love the nutrition. Really love the nutrition. Things like, I suppose some of my biggest wows were with the Digestion Plus, which I had a friend of mine who had terrible psoriasis. She'd used every cream under the sun. She'd used herbal based natural creams to everything from the doctors and everything, and she tried absolutely everything, and it made it a little bit better, but it never really sorted it out. I gave her 5 sachets of Digestion Plus, and not really knowing that much about how strong the link to gut health is to the skin. And she was phoning me. I remember getting 5 missed calls from her in like half an hour, and I thought, what on earth is going on? She never phones me. We haven't got that kind of friendship. We're not close friends. And when she did get through to me, she said, I don't believe this. She said, I've got to take some photos and show this to you. The change was absolutely remarkable. So, you know, the whole time it was her gut health that needed repairing and helping. And these topical creams were they were helping a little bit on the surface of the skin, but it wasn't treating the root cause of the problem. And I think for me, nutrition is the root cause of everything. That is the be all and end all of everything. So that was a massive one. But I love the skincare. I've had a few people, in fact, in the last week or a couple of weeks, that have used the RE9 set, going from not really using much at all, and overnight they've come back to me and said, oh my goodness, my skin is phenomenal. I could have never believed the difference that this has made in my skin. These products are amazing. And I think for me, I take that a little bit for granted, because I've always used good skincare, and I've always had quite good skin because I've used good skincare. But you know, I love it when clients and people, they just try, you know, some of the RE9, they don't even need to buy it. They just want to try some, and they come back in a couple of days, absolutely blown away. And I've had quite a few of those even in the last couple of weeks.
Oh my gosh, what a way to end our interview. I love that. And as consultants, we get this all the time. We have our clients that say to us, like, I'm blown away. They're ringing us, like, I can't believe it. And it becomes quite normal, but it's always nice to be reminded that actually that's not normal. So many people have literally tried everything to no avail, and then they use an Arbonne product and they're like, it worked, I can't believe it. It's just such a great place to be in, isn't it?
I've never had that. I've never really had that in all of my years in the industry, with people coming back that blown away by the effectiveness of products before. So yeah,
I love did they say efficacy of Arbonne products? Is that the right word?
Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah. They're good. They do what they say on the tin.
And let's face it, that's all we really want, don't we? We just want good products that do what they say they're going to do. It's a lovely bonus that they're not tested on animals, they're not harmful to the environment, they're recyclable. That's all fantastic. But we just want a product to do exactly what it says it's going to do, and not buy a product, use it once, it doesn't deliver, it sits in a drawer, it collects dust for the next 10 years.
Drives me crazy. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to let you crack on with your evening. Thank you so much, Emma. We've loved having you as part of our 10-minute takeover interviews and sharing a bit about your experience. Have a great evening, everybody.
Thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Bye.